start actually on a positive note, seeing as there are a lot of upset feelings and hurt, justifiably so, and I'll come back to that. My message to the police, first and foremost, is this is what community cohesion looks like. This is what real democracy looks like. Actually, if you want to talk statistics, when it comes to cohesion, when it comes to neighbours trusting one another, when it comes to which area are the residents most happy in, guess what? It's here. And if there is a silver lining to this ugly, ugly episode, it's that when it comes down to it, it is the resilience, the cohesiveness, the genuine respect and affection between communities coming together to stand up for each other that has shone through. And you may not be able to measure this, you may not be able to weigh it, but I tell you, it's priceless, having that kind of respect, real trust and acceptance. And I want to thank all the people who came here today, because too often we hear that residents don't care, that we need to have all this, that we're a hard to reach community. I think we're quite an obvious community, we're not hard to reach. We talk about BMEs, I think we're quite visible. But I want to thank people like Steve Jolly, who's not a Muslim, people like Bernard from Moseley, who's not a Muslim, people like Mary Mockmill, who's not a Muslim. Because it's true, you weren't the primary targets this time. It was the Muslim community. But the Muslim community is not alone in Birmingham because of the real bonds and understanding that we have, not because of police camera surveillance. And there is a huge issue of principle, which transcends the Muslim community and even Birmingham. Because too often, words like the big brother state, police state, are loosely bandied, and I don't agree with that. But what's happened with this initiative actually has reinforced that very perception, because you don't get more big brother than hundreds of overt cameras and 72 secret cameras in lampposts and trees, which to this day, not a single councillor or resident has been given information about where they are. That is not acceptable in a free society. In fact, if a group got together and thought, how can we divide a community? How can we make thousands of people feel less secure, feel like they don't belong in the city that they work and live in and raise families in? How can we make people feel scared of their neighbour and suspicious? How can we make ghettos out of areas because they're deemed the bad ones that have to be monitored from outside in? You'd come up with Project Champion. If it wasn't so tragic, it'd be funny that they call this smart policing. And if anything tells you why we can't trust the police to do jobs like this and why we don't want the police to have information like this, it's because of how they've handled even this introductory system. And that's why we are saying no, no, no. There's no such thing as a retrospective consultation. It's meaningless. It's meaningless. We've had resident meeting after resident meeting making it clear, and I won't repeat the points that have been made, but I'll end on this. After this meeting, we expect to be told that the 72 cameras that are secret, we want to know where they are and dismantled. We want the cameras that can be seen not just be covered up with hoods. We don't want hoodie cameras. We want them either to be given over to residents where they do want CCTV camera to fight crime, not be spied upon, or completely dismantled. And I ask every person here, if the police don't remove the surveillance cameras, will you join me over summer to get every one of them down?